Welcome to Anything Goes.
Anything goes.
Of course, I'm Combat All-Star, and this is
Tasha.
formerly known as Randall Girl.
Yes.
So for this show, I guess we're going to keep it real, and she's going to use her real name, so it's all good.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about Heroes Reborn. We just saw the trailer. And
it was the second trailer. They said teaser number 2, so there was another one.
So what'd you think of it? What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought they left lots of imagination. I didn't really get to see a lot what was going on. I was kind of confused. I mean, I saw there was like a lot of young people, which I didn't like, because I hate when they go young, which is what they do in a lot of CW commercials. It's like, you don't got to keep going young. So a lot of young actors, and they had Noah, and they had Hero, which I thought was pretty cool because, I don't know. I was kind of confused when I saw the young actors, but then I saw the other two guys, which brought some familiarity to me because they were the old shows. So, I don't know. It just seemed very vague and short, and I was confused. I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, for me, when I looked at it, it was one of those things where, we're such big fans of the series, and I love Heroes. And when I watched it, like, what resonated with me was like, this is not my Heroes. This is something totally different, totally new, and I'm not quite sure I like the direction it's going. Like, Tasha was saying, they went younger, so it looks like a bunch of, like, kind of like the 300 or the Flash or any other.
And there's nothing wrong with young. It's just when you do it all the time, it makes it kind of boring. Like,
it doesn't make it realistic either, because there's all types of people in the world, fat, skinny, old, young, and to constantly be casting young people from a young perspective is just, I don't know. Like, it never used to be like that back in the 80s. And
we were talking
in the
about
90s.
That.
Like, back in the day, you had, watch any show from back in the day. You have a large cast and mostly adults. There were some kids were needed, but I felt like it was grounded, was more realistic, because that's just, that's how the world is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, you're like 15 to 20. You ain't even really lived life yet, and you're like taking on these serious situations. Like, it's not believable to me.
Yeah, it's like when I drive down the street and I'm seeing people standing outside walking at the bus stop and everything. They don't all look like they're 20-year-old, 12. They're not all like 20-year-old people that look 12. You know what I mean? Like, that's not just, it's not realistic. You know what I mean? I want a realistic looking cast so I can believe the story more.
Yeah, you don't have to push the young thing. So that was one aspect of it that was kind of not really cool.
Right, I didn't like that. And the action in it, they showed some action. There was a girl in there with some sort of sword. And there was a guy
like some type of kung fu or whatever.
Yeah, and there was some guy was showing his powers, and it looked very, very X-Men First Class, right? So I'm like, okay, so are they trying to do like an X-Men type of deal? Like what's going on? I mean, because like the whole thing about Heroes is like, it was regular people who had powers,
young and old, some in high school, some grown men,
like Linderman, it was
women.
It was like people that had powers, regular, ordinary people that had powers, and they weren't quite sure what to do with them. They were afraid, they were scared, some people took it to the head. It was just like, they weren't quite sure what to do with them. And I feel like when I watched the trailer, it was like a bunch of highly trained young people, you know what I mean? It just was, I didn't like that. I didn't like that aspect of it.
And, in a way I kind of appreciate it, because it's kind of a teaser, so you don't know what to expect. So for me, that makes it kind of exciting. I like to be teased a little bit, and it's because I know Heroes was good, previously. It does make me excited for it, but I don't know. It's like I'm kind of excited and then kind of confused about the trailer at the same time. So.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to know anything really about it until the first episode or whatever, until we get some interviews.
Do we say when it's going to air?
Yeah, it's going to be September 24th.
Of this year?
Yeah, so we don't know, like, what's actually going to be happening, but just from the trailer, I don't get a very good vibe from it. I'm really concerned, I'm really afraid that since, shows like Arrow and like The Flash and like the 300 and like iZombie, all these shows that are casting very young are becoming very successful, and I think they're trying to follow that same formula, and it's like, you don't need to be anything else but you are. You've done a great job presenting the show, and doing a great job with it as far as story, character development, everything, and you don't need to change to try to grasp another audience, to try to get an audience that those other shows are trying to get. Just be yourself, And I was talking to Tasha earlier, and it's like, like Breaking Bad, there was gaps in seasons and everything, just like every show. But I feel like they stayed the course. They never tried to be anything else. And
Breaking Bad is that one and only. That's why I love it so much. Like, I want to buy like the whole series. I want to buy like the whole collection. You don't meet a lot of. What's that face?
You interrupted me again.
I'm sorry. I just gotta
Go.
go. My mind's like, go fish. Okay, so it's like Breaking Bad is like that #1 series. It's like there's not a lot written like that. Like they'll be good for like the first 2 or 3 seasons. It'll trail off and just get dead or redundant. But like for Breaking Bad, it was good throughout. Like I got goosebumps throughout. And not a lot of writers and shows can do that. That's what I just want to say.
All right, so back to what I was saying before I was cut off.
Hey, I brought some relevancy to that. Okay.
My point is that with Breaking Bad, just as an example, they were themselves a whole show. They didn't try to change anything like the 3rd season to the 4th season, try to gain a new audience. And, you know, and we all know from the synopsis that we read and things that we read on the internet and everything, that this isn't a reboot. It's a continuation of the last season.
Oh, it's a continuation.
Yes, yeah, it's a continuation of the last season of Heroes. So I feel like they're, and if they're treating it like a new show, that's all fine and dandy. But I just feel like they're trying to change up what made them successful to gain a new audience, and I don't like it.
Well, if it's a continuation, how can they treat it as a real show? Like, as a new show, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's why they had Hero in it. That's why they had Noah in it, because it's a continuation. It's not like they went to a different part of the world and they're branding it Heroes again. It's a continuation of what happened. Mm-hmm. If you remember the last episode of last season, a lot of the people were dead, and Claire came out and was like, you know,
this is who we are.
Yeah, she was like, you know, I'm Claire Bennett, and like what she did on the tapes. This is attempt #1, as far as you know. She dropped down from the Ferris wheel, whatever, and it ended like that. So now people know that there are people out there with powers and everything, and it was a great cliffhanger to springboard into a new season and make it great. Mm-hmm. And one of the interviews with the creator, he said that he wanted to end it off like that because he didn't want to end it. He wanted it to be open-ended just in case he could come back and do another season. Mm-hmm. So they are coming back and they do another season, and I feel like it's not going to have that same tone. It's not going to have that same we are people, we have powers, we don't know what to do with them. It's going to be, I mean, it looked like those kids were like trained and they were like the X-Men or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It leaves a lot to the imagination. Maybe they are. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's been about 6 years since the last season. So anything could happen. Maybe they are trained. Maybe they're fighting against the evil because of Claire Bennett came out and showed the world who they were. You know? I'm confused, but I'm excited for it at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Heroes is awesome.
I don't know if that trailer left anything to the imagination. I know the last episode of last season did. It left it open-ended so anything could happen. But that trailer itself was very... you saw Noah in there, so you know they're being hunted. So, like, just from the trailer, this is the things that you know for a fact. There's a new cast. Mm-hmm. They're being hunted. And they're trying to band together to fight back. Those are the 3 things that you know 100% for sure by looking at this trailer. Which are basically the same formula as the other ones, but I'm just worried it's not going to have the same heart. And looking at the cast, I'm kind of worried about just how it's going to do. I mean,
well, yeah, I don't like to judge anything before I see it. I mean, that was my opinion on the trailer. It was so short and vague, so I can't really give a really detailed opinion on it. But I'm just ready for it to come out, and then I'll see. I'm excited for it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and like,
a little confused, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and it looks good. We'll have to see. Even the end credits, like how the heroes came up and everything. Like the text was different. Everything was different except for the music that they used.
Which I love. I love the music.
Yeah, and it gives that wonder, that kind of it embodies everything that Heroes is, and that's what makes me even more afraid that it's going to be different. So.
Well, and maybe different could be good. We just gotta check it out. It's June right now, right? July, so June, July. In about 2.5 months, 3, it'll come out and we'll see it for ourselves.
Right.
And we'll have a better insight and take on it.
So what do you guys think about it? Did you like the trailer?
What y'all think about it?
Yeah, we always like you to comment below.
Comment, let us know what you think about it. Did you see that trailer? What do you think about it?
And
did you like it? Are you confused like Tasha?
And what do you think? Are you a new fan? Do you is this making you interested if you've never seen Heroes before? And if you're an old fan like we are, how do you feel about the trailer? Just tell us what you think about it.
Or I just had an interesting thought. Who would you like to see brought back to the new season?
That's a good question. Yeah,
who would you like to see?
Like out of everybody there was a lot of characters, and I think like Daphne was one of the great characters I liked, but she ended up.
She died.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah.
But like, who would you like to see in the brand new season, and how would you like them to fit in?
I forget her name, and people are probably gonna get mad at me because she was like the most known one. But the cheerleader, what's her name again? Claire Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her. I want to see her in the new season.
Yeah, I want to check out. Yeah, I want to check out IMDb to see if she's actually there.
Yeah, because she's gonna be a lot older, you know, unless because it's gonna be like a continuation, right? So they'd be a lot older, right?
I guess. I mean, they'd have to.
I want to see, like, does she have kids? Is she a mom now? Like, just want to see where we're gonna go with that.
Yep. So, comment, let us know, talk to us.
Comment below, let us know.
And Random Girl has a Twitter account, so you can tweet her as well.
Put me on
what's your Twitter handle?
Oh, I just made it last night. Some might say it, what is it? Unique Girl Nerd. At Unique Girl Nerd.
Yep, so follow her at Unique Girl Nerd. I'm going to be adjusting things on the Combat All-Star show to include that as well.
Yeah.
You guys know me at Combat All-Star. And
it's going to be fresh. It's going to be new. It's going to be popping.
We're co-adminning the Quantum VFX Twitter, so that's at Quantum VFX. Of course, the motorcycle shows up in the show.
But that's all right. It's called Anything Goes, so anything can happen.
So, until next time, guys.
Peace.
See you later.
All right.